Hey.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. We're gonna do black coffee only today. I was notified.
Black coffee.
Black coffee de block.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
We have some fun stuff to show you.
Stay tuned. We're waiting for a coffee.
Coffee.
Cafe, coffee. Coffee, cafe.
What types of coffee do you guys like?
What is the coffee of the day?
What tickles your fancy, as my mother would say. I never understood that when I was a kid. I was like, Mom, what do you mean tickle your fancy?
Tickle who?
It's called tickle your fancy.
What does it mean?
It means what makes you happy.
Oh.
What's your coffee of the day?
It's sort of like a shaking the boat.
Rocking the boat?
Oh, rocking
the boat means...
Whatever shakes your pants. Rocking... No.
No. Rocking the boat, I think, means like you're kind of like putting ripples in the pond. You're rocking the boat a little bit. You're not doing what...
So you think, you don't know. How long have you been living in America?
Well, you know what's really funny is when it comes to sayings like that, I'm horrible with really understanding the origin. But when you rock the boat, I'm pretty positive it means that you're like kind of putting a ripple in the pond. Like everyone's going this way and you decide you want to go this way.
So up the stream like a salmon.
Kind of.
Speaking of positivity.
Good morning.
Speaking of positivity this morning, up the stream like a salmon. Well, you can find it. What's wrong with up the stream with the salmon? It's I don't want to say it's a struggle. It's a
yeah, it is.
No, it's constant going up the stream means you are trying to achieve stuff. Dzień dobry, mamusia. Good morning. I was just going to ask Jenna where you were. Well, you know, kids and travel. I had to drop them off at Nani and then la 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 la. Anyway, commute took me a little time. Hi, Michelle. Good morning. Good to see you. Jenna, good morning. Nice to see you, Jenna. What kind of coffee you guys drinking this morning? Hi, Tony. Tony Silva, good morning. Very nice to see you, Tony. We are going to talk today about flower essences. If anybody is interested or like the flower essences, this is a queen of flower essences, Jennifer Beyer. Let me introduce you, Jennifer Beyer. Jennifer, I guess I'm going to give you a floor.
No, we're not just going to only talk about flower essences, but because we were at my house.
Are you bailing on me?
In discussing what we had talked about in bringing some new treatments to the spa and the health components of flower essences and why we're so excited, I brought my, what we would call...
couple flower essences. She's got only tinctures.
But what would we call this? My medicine cabinet? My alchemy?
It's your apothecary box.
Thank you. This, with all those lids...
It's a home doctor kit.
...are all my flower essences. And
it's a home doctor kit. How do you like that one?
I'm just going to kind of show you a couple of them. Oh, that's so funny. That's what I was looking for. Bach is the kind of like major originator.
It's like an animal, you know, the male of the...
No. If you don't know, Bach kind of originated with the flower essences, and so all the other flower essence companies kind of like piggyback off of him, kind of like in the essential oil world. You have Young Living, you have doTERRA, you have maybe a couple of the other ones, but Young Living's kind of up there as a forerunner. But one of my favorite ones, if you're ever going to get started in flower essences without getting too deep, because again, we're just going to kind of brush over the subject, is the
I guess I'm making coffee today, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
5 flower formula. And the reason that this one is so cool is because it's a mixture, it's a combination. So there's 5 different flowers in one. So you're kind of getting a little bit more bang for your buck. There's another one.
That means more dollars in your pocket. You don't have to, you know.
It's so funny. The one that I wanted was actually here. One of my other favorite ones, just because I absolutely love the meaning of the lotus. Ironically enough, when Maciek was in Thailand, he decided to get a lotus tattoo on his back. Oops. And I've always wanted a lotus on my forearm, but I'm too chicken to do it. How many of you guys have tattoos?
Are we showing tattoo today?
You can.
I totally forgot I have a tattoo. No, I didn't.
How many of you guys have tattoos? And would you recommend getting one?
How many of you are there to share tattoo?
Yeah, post. Oh, yes, please put if you take a picture of your tattoo and put it in the comments below, I would love to see your tattoos.
That would be awesome, guys.
I actually have a couple.
And what is the meaning of it too, please?
I actually have a couple of fake temporary tattoos that I actually purchased off of Etsy. They're made in France. And I put it on just to kind of see if I'd like it. And I tell you what, I got more compliments on it, but I'm still chicken shit.
Well, maybe it takes go to Thailand.
I need to go to Thailand, exactly.
Yeah, I found my calling, and I know on them. No tattoos, Michelle Tinsley. Good girl.
But the other one that I wanted to show you real quick was Lotus. They get super fun, and again, they mean very different things. But the whole start of Lotus is like something beautiful comes out of the mud, and you have to have the mud in order to have the lotus. And I just have always loved that meaning, in conjunction with the fact that I love flowers, which is the next thing we're going to talk about
Not
today.
to mention, I love mud, okay? All over my body.
Body treatment.
Love it. Love it. 3 times a year, 4 times a year is a must. When the season changing, you can have this special mud for yourself. You know?
Oh, that's really cool.
I'll tell you guys about my Poland trips and then all the, retreats we have there, but later.
So anyways, this is my little kit of essential oils, and essentially what I do is I put all the tinctures in one, I mix it with some water, and every morning I put a couple of pumps. The more you dilute it, the more powerful they are in harmonizing and balancing the body. And again, you can take it with your partner or your kids. It's completely safe for your kids. So if you have kids that maybe are experiencing not terrible twos, but something like that around 10 years old or the teenager stage or whatever, you could kind of add a little bit of love in their water, a little bit of love in their smoothie, and they will have no idea.
Good morning, Susan. Good to see you again.
Good morning. So the other thing that I want to show you.
Oh, Crystal's getting Phoenix tattoo. It's like
a Phoenix tattoo?
Phoenix raises from the ashes. I like it. Hey, what is this about? You're making me uncomfortable.
I got so mesmerized by your eyes.
Oops.
That's some good black coffee.
Thank
Okay.
you. Appreciate that.
So, I have a book that was gifted to me. It is called A Victorian Flower Dictionary.
Show it closer.
So, if you haven't known already, sometimes the flowers that you are drawn to, want to buy for someone, the meaning of color of the flower goes way, way, way back, okay? So this book is super cool. And ironically enough, I just happened to open it up this morning, and in the spring, one of my most all-time favorite flower smells is the lilac.
Yeah.
And how cool is that? The 2 blends that I wanted to show in the flower essence, I picked them up right away. And then when I opened this book, it was meant to be, folks. So the lilac, which I absolutely love Mackinac Island. I go to Mackinac Island every single year. And I cannot wait to plan my trip this year. So the lilac, the meaning of it is the first emotion of love, which is so ironic that it's a spring flower because it kind of comes up as one of the first flowers, it's blooming, and it's the first emotion of love. So if you're just dating someone or you are having, warm fuzzy feelings about someone, get them some lilacs.
You know what? I don't know if it's gonna be funny or not, but I just reminded me about the joke, guys. Joke about spring. Okay, you ready? Ready for the joke? It's kind of, I don't know how you're gonna take it. So you give me a spanky if
I'll spank you.
All right, so spring. There's 2 guys meeting together, and then just their friendly meeting, and he goes like, "Oh my God, you know what, buddy? I love this spring. Spring is just such a time when where everything blooms, everything coming out of the ground." And he goes, "Wait! I just buried my mother-in-law 2 weeks ago." Oops. I hope it is funny.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Just to kind of show you.
Jenna never been in the American Island.
Girl, we're gonna have a team trip. Just saying.
Susan is hanging with her bulletproof coffee.
Ah, that's so cool.
Good job, girl. Good job.
So just to kind of quickly read a little bit about the lilac, just to kind of show you how this book breaks itself down. The lilac is a perfect union of perfume, grace, and delicacy. From the first published bud to the full bloom, all is in harmony, or in happy harmony, and there is no greater delight than to return of its appearance in spring. The pale tints of the blossom and its short and transitory beauty seem to evoke youthful femininity.
Okay.
That first flush of loveliness as girlhood merges into a womanhood. It marks the beginning of summer and of love.
I will not hear that. What is this?
David Copperfield?
You know I like David Copperfield, right?
So this says...
Actually, I think you didn't know directly yet that about me, but...
In David Copperfield, Charles Dickens places the lovely and naive Dora under a lilac tree. When Copperfield comes to call, bringing her a small posy of flowers from Covent Garden. I dreamed that love should steal upon the heart like summer dawn, on the awakening world, soft and gradual.
Super. Do they talk about Lily of the Valley?
Yeah, let me see.
Can I see how many of you likes Lily of the Valley? It's my favorite.
It even breaks down in the back of the book, like if you're going to a wedding, which flowers, if it's someone's birthday, friendship, a new job, an apology, what flower you should actually buy.
How many of you know what does yellow flower means?
He says that because I do not like red roses. I've never liked red roses.
Yeah.
I think they're...
Okay, it's your thinking. Don't spoil.
No, I just think that like you just get used to it. Like red roses is the flower of love, right? And I've always loved yellow roses because they were unique. They were well. I had no idea what they meant.
Anyway, we are talking about flower essences today and some flower subjects. Just for Francis, hi Francis. We're talking about flower essences. We already covered that subject, but we're looking for the meaning of Lily of the Valley. That happens to be my favorite flower.
All right.
I mean, I have a couple that I really like, but who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares?
I don't care.
What he likes.
Yeah.
Copenhagen.
All right, Lily of the Valley. Can you guess what it means?
Oh my God! I know what we were supposed to talk about it. What happened? Oh no, did we talk about it? What happened when the child gets lost?
No, not yet.
Oh, I spoke with Jenna yesterday. Jenna, we were talking about what happens, what kind of feeling goes through your mind, and then maybe example when your child gets lost. Oof, that was pretty interesting.
I kind of thought that we were talking about something exciting and uplifting.
Tomorrow, let's move it tomorrow, guys. Lily of the Valley.
Lily of the Valley is the flower of return of happiness.
Return of happiness. Oh my gosh. So I wonder why there are so many Lily of Valleys on the cemetery.
They're returning to their happy place. Their soul.
Oh my gosh, yes. They go to heaven. They go to heaven.
All right, so I'm going to quickly read a little bit about Lily of the Valley.
Absolutely love it.
If you guys don't know about Lily of the Valley, they are...
Michelle says friendship and peace.
Friendship and... Is that what your tattoo means?
Michelle, no. Was that to the yellow color of the flower?
Oh, I bet.
Let me see.
So while we wait for your response, Michelle, Lily of the Valley is return to happiness. The Lily of the Valley delights in a cool, damp places and dappled woodland, where its bell flowers, like scented pearls, are modestly concealed amidst a cluster of bright green leaves. That's beautifully written.
What does it say about European things?
The lily of the valley grows wild in most European countries, but it is most commonly found in the cooler north. In pagan times, it was considered the special flower of Ostara.
Austria? Ostara.
Ostara, the Norse goddess of the dawn. Its botanical name, I cannot say it, derives from the Latin for valley.
Convallaria majalis. It's a Latin word, I believe, eh?
Yeah.
The link to May.
So,
Oh.
Return of Happiness. So anyways, this is a really cool book. Good conversational book if you want to put it on your coffee table. In brief, okay, she said yes. She thought that yellow roses or yellow...
Friendship and peace.
Yeah,
right?
unfortunately, that's not the case.
Not in Polish superstition. In Poland, yellow flowers they consider to be a sign of adultery.
Adultery, yeah. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Those beautiful yellow flowers. I love them.
Yeah.
I think it's about the. I'm not sure, but I think it's about the yellow roses.
How super weird is this? Okay, so they have a dictionary in the back, and I was just kind of going through some of the emotions. Grief. The emotion grief. Google says friendship joy. Are you sure it's yellow flowers, or did you look up yellow roses, Michelle?
I wonder.
All right, so grief. Let me hold that open, or here, take that. Grief is the aloe plant. Who would have thought?
You had lots of them here.
I do not.
Just kidding.
So how neat is that? Aloe, which is so crazy because aloe vera's healing properties are so high.
They're so pretty.
And yet they are the flower and plant of grief.
So anyway, I looked up both. You're so cool, Michelle. Thanks. But anyway, we hope we brighten up your morning. And then...
Wouldn't that be funny if every person that worked for Spa Marietta had to tell us their favorite flower?
yeah, that would be awesome.
And then for their birthday...
For the next...
they would get a bouquet of flowers of their choice.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Even if we had to order them all the way from Europe.
Also, we steering the conversation towards the business ideas?
No, I'm just saying, like, because that's the only, like, new people that come into my life that would be, like, they'd be like, really? Why do you need to know my favorite flower? Don't ask questions. Just tell me.
Just answer.
All right, you wanted to talk about losing children.
No.
Oh.
I just was in Copenhagen, in fact. I was in Copenhagen with them last summer, and then we had 6 hours break between, flight to America. And, of course, I took kids to the Copenhagen downtown, and we took the boat ride and stuff. And then all of a sudden, I'm looking at the clock. It's like 2 hours left to the flight. I'm like, how am I gonna make it? Luckily, the metro, the subway thing, takes a couple minutes there. But anyway, we are getting in the panic mode, and then all of a sudden, I'm looking around, and there's no Micah. I was with Maciek and Micah. There's no Micah. I'm asking Maciek, where's Micah? He goes like, Daddy, I don't know. What do we do? It turns out she was standing by us, behind this a large person, and I'm like, oh. My heart dropped. I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm a single parent in Europe. Anyway,
that feeling when you think you lose your child. Although I have a feeling that some moms would love to lose their child in Target.
Michelle
just for a quick second.
Maybe have that scent included in their massage, sent from their room. Wow, Michelle!
Awesome. I love it. You are like on the same wavelength, honey. That is so cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, especially if we had, an entire tincture bar with, lots of flowers, we could ask if someone's making the reservation for their wife or their partner, be like, what is their favorite flower?
Here we are again, going into business.
Let
me tell you,
said.
my last talk about business yesterday was 12:15 a.m.
So?
Tak.
When?
Last night.
Oh, p.m. I thought you said a.m. I'm like, no.
That is a.m., honey. Midnight.
Oh.
Quarter after midnight.
Oh, you said after midnight. You're right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure sharing the moment. You have all fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Is it 8:30? Friday? Yes. Saturday and Sunday, we're gonna be changed 9 o'clock. Big man.
So this morning, Maciek was making breakfast. So I made it yesterday. He made it today. And I thought for sure.
Just to make sure that she does something at home too.
I forgot to mention that I'm like, hey, you know, he was getting kind of loopy. I thought, you know, we should probably have him take his medication. And just
I
kidding.
still take it.
And I said, how are you feeling this morning? And
You're my medication, by the way.
Aww. And he like started dancing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should record this. He goes, this is how I'm feeling. Like,
That's how I felt, guys. I wake up
in the
early.
kitchen.
I set myself for a, for a good meditation session and then a little Polish coffee that my mom's favorite, and I go.
Yeah,
I love it.
It was crazy.
All right.
It was funny, nonetheless. But I wanted to share that with you.
We love you all, guys. Cannot wait to come back to work and see everybody.
Oh, we're not talking about work.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Bye.